Greetings, Mr. Sheffield. That was a bad one of the nanny. I love her though. Fran Drescher. Welcome back to the Antisocial Socialite, everyone. Woo! This is the first episode in August, and welcome back. I'm going to be more consistent now. I'm so happy that August is off to a great start. July fucking sucked. Like hardcore. I found out at the beginning of the month that my best friend actually had cancer, but thankfully she's okay right now after having surgery. In the middle of the month, one of my very close friends, actually one of my best friends from back home, passed away, and everything else in the middle of July, the end of July, whatever it was, fucking sucked. So I'm so happy to see the month fly away. All right? That was the worst month of 2020, believe it or not, that I've had. Like, hands down. I actually enjoyed quarantine, which is why I'm the antisocial socialite, because I like being social, but on my own time. I am super antisocial. I love being at home. I'm actually filming in my room right now. Well, it's because it's hot as hell outside right now. I'm not filming in 90-degree weather out on my porch right now. Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm gonna get started with you guys right now. We played this game, I don't know, episode 4 maybe, something crazy all the way back there, and it's true or false. I figured let's just get started with that. We're gonna have some fun today, and I'm gonna hit you with some weird facts about the United States, and you have to determine whether or not they're true or false. All right, so let's get started. True or false? 1 in 8 people in the United States has been employed by McDonald's. It's true, believe it or not. They've served 1.6 billion or whatever their number is, and they've employed about half of that, right? In Alabama, it's illegal to throw confetti or spray silly string. The answer is true. In Mobile, Alabama, those activities are actually illegal, so birthday parties are definitely not fun there. In California, it's illegal to wear cowboy boots unless you own more than 2 cows. Again, it's true. In Blythe, California, that's actually a law. I don't know where Blythe, California is, so if anybody knows, keep me posted, but they must actually have a lot of cows out there. Atheists are banned from holding public office in 6 different states. True. Arkansas, Mississippi, North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Texas. It's actually illegal for you to hold office, or it's banned. But what's the separation of church and state again? I can't remember. In Georgia, it is illegal for a chicken to cross the road. Are you surprised at this point? Every answer is true. In Quitman, Georgia, chicken owners actually must have control of their chickens at all times. So it's actually illegal for those chickens to cross the road by themselves. America is weird, y'all. And with that being said, I've had the great opportunity in this legendary media group to meet everybody from all over this great United States of America. And my guest tonight is actually, he lives in Delaware, but close enough to Philly, so we're gonna call him a Philly native, right? Well, I guess. Sorry, Kyle. But Kyle Michael Rose, he is 1/3 of the Laundromat Show. The podcast is so dope. It's 3 guys that get together and just talk about the most random topics. The reason why the Laundromat name that it is, I'm gonna have Kyle reveal that, but it's a dope podcast. So please enjoy clips of my episode and make sure Why do I say that every time? No, literally, enjoy the clips from my interview. And then make sure to check out my YouTube page for the full interview so you can go see everything that we talked about. So enjoy. I'm going to hit you with a commercial break really quickly, and then we're going to get to K-Rose.
Yeah, so my podcast, The Laundromat Show, just recently started it with two of my other friends. And like you just mentioned, I believe this is going to be our 10th episode coming up. And we just actually reached that plateau of 1,000 views. So I'm excited.
Congratulations. That's so awesome. So you just mentioned the podcast name is The Laundromat. I know why it is called that, but can you tell the viewers why your show is called The Laundromat?
Okay, so basically it's a play on being washed. Like, have you heard that saying? Do you know what that saying is? Like, when you're washed, you're not what you used to be.
Yes, like a washed up type. Yeah.
Exactly. So basically my two other friends, Malik and Anthony, we all played ball in college together. So we formed our friend group back in college. So we were all former athletes at the school. So when we left school, our group chat became the laundromat because, we ain't athletes no more. We all washed up. We ain't what we used to be. And so that was like the play on the word. So that was the name of our group chat. And a lot of our conversations became really dope, and we're all close friends. So that ended up becoming the title, The Laundromat Show, of our podcast.
That was so creative because I'm just like, laundromat, I wonder why. And then when I actually listened to the podcast and you guys explained it, I'm like, that is so genius. I love it because people don't make that connection normally, because like people would continue to play off like a sports theme or doing something to have that like connection, but your show is so much more than just talking about sports or having that connection between the three of you. You guys have talked about some really cool topics. So name like one of your favorite episodes that you guys have recorded, like that was a topic that you loved.
Yeah, so on the Laundromat Show, I'm glad you brought that up. Like I said, we're all three former hoopers. But the biggest thing for me as far as having a podcast, I didn't want to be stuck in that box, and my other friends, they didn't want to get stuck in that box of just talking about sports related things. So my favorite episode so far is episode 3, and the title of episode 3 is called Add the Sum. And that episode is actually a very serious episode. We talk about how Black men can protect Black women. We talk about a few different things. A lot of other things we talk about in our episodes have to deal with, we're all Black guys and coming up and how we see the world and a lot of things that's going on right now with social injustice and things like that. So that was probably my favorite episode because we spoke about how we can protect Black women and what we as Black men have to do to hold ourselves accountable amongst our friends.
But speaking about topics, like who does the kind of like the creative direction on choosing the topics for each episode? Do you guys all have like a fair share, or does somebody kind of take the lead in that?
So I would say we all have a fair share, so we all can contribute whatever ideas we might want to speak on. I would say, as far as the content, I take the lead on that. That's probably my role. So okay. I'll do a lot of the research about what's happened, because we're kind of a current events podcast. So I'll see what's happened in the past week. I'll get on social media. We record on Sundays. So I usually do that, procrastination. I usually do that about Friday, Saturday, where I look up some topics and then I create like an outline. And we pretty much, with conversations, you can have an outline and certain ideas about what you want to speak on, but the conversation springs forth from that. So I make a little general outline and kind of lead the way with that in that way.
That's so awesome. So what would you say, because I already kind of asked you about your favorite episode and topic and all of that, but like what challenges have you experienced during the podcast? Because it is hard to have 3 people, you guys are like super committed and like every Sunday you are meeting and all of that, but like what challenges have you had experiencing, whether it's from like the recording aspect or the scheduling aspect, for just, having a podcast?
Yeah, I would say, here was a big problem that we faced. So here was
dun,
one.
Dun.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, this suspense. But so we actually one day, this was actually recently, this was last week, we recorded an episode. So we record our podcast, we go to a studio. We utilize a studio, so we all travel there. So we recorded the episode and we were done. It was a great episode. We're like, wow, that was good. The engineer comes upstairs and he goes to save the episode, and the app crashes and the entire episode is deleted. Law. So you already know, Katie, like an hour and a half of speaking, we having a great convo. We like, yo, this is one of the best episodes ever, and it's just gone. So I think a big, something you gotta like work with is like those type of situations where you might delete the episode and you don't have a backup. And the biggest thing with podcasting that I'm learning is consistency. So it's like you don't want those things to happen because you want to make sure you have an episode for your listeners every week. So I think that's the biggest thing, just trying to stay consistent, avoid those pitfalls, and sometimes just having the energy. Like sometimes you're like, man, we gotta do another one this week, but it's fun, you know what I mean? But just staying consistent.
No, and that's awesome, and I love the fact that you guys like took what was so misfortunate and you twisted it like, hey guys, we don't have an episode for you this week, but that means that you have the opportunity to catch up on all the other ones before this. And I loved that. I was like, yeah, I want to dive into a little bit, like we're kind of segueing from the Laundromat podcast right now. You have a playlist going on. I want to talk about that.
Yeah. So with the podcast, we every Monday we just started actually. We have the laundry list. So it'll be like a playlist, a music playlist that us three, we curate every week for, listeners of the podcast, anybody that follows us to, have something to listen to during the week. So we just actually released it this is Monday. So it was released this past Monday. So it's called the Laundry List. So yeah, anybody, that's into a lot of rap music or R&B, we'll be giving you a nice little list of music to listen to.
I love it. It's like the Laundromat soundtrack in a sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
You're like, man, it's just what I was feeling at the time. Little Jay-Z right there. But that's what it is. It's like, so music is so influential because it's like you could listen to a sad song and be like, I'm going to pretend this is like the window and it's raining and you're like, oh, so sad. And you like make yourself sad listening to sad songs. It's like if you think of things for different times in your life, you always have a song that connects to it. So it's like right now what you guys are doing, what you're talking about, all that, this is like the little soundtrack for like, this is also a time capsule, is like this soundtrack of what you guys are feeling week after week after week. Like, I'm gonna put this on because I'm depressed as hell because my girlfriend broke up with me, so I'm gonna put this song on our playlist. Or it's like, you know what, I just got this big promotion at my job and I want to celebrate it with this song. It's like, it's so much fun to have music like really kind of guide you or figure out like what your mood's gonna be for the week, or have it be something like
No,
that's
right. You're right. I know these last couple of weeks I'm in like a summer vibe. So I know I didn't get to put many songs myself. It was my my co-host Ant who did a lot of the songs for this playlist this week. But I know like I'm throwing Summertime by Fresh Prince on.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Listen, I'm in this mood right now, so it's like I gotta throw those type songs on there. You know what I mean?
You're so funny. As soon as you said a Summertime Vibes, that was the first song that popped in my head. So I was like, all right. Is he on this? Because I'm like, again, you're in your 20s. So I was like, is this like before your time that you really could like appreciate? But that's a classic joint. So anybody can appreciate it.
I'm a throwback. I mean, I'm into rap. Rap, a little R&B, but just mostly rap. And a lot of the rap I listen to is actually throwbacks, probably before my time. So I think Summertime came out when I was born, the year I was born. But I'm into all that music back then, you know what I mean?
Okay, good. I'm like, you just froze for a second. So I was like, hey, Rose, come back to me. Come back.
Oh, okay. You back?
No, I think you're good now. It's cutting out a little bit.
What about now?
You're good.
All right, cool. Now, I was just saying that a lot of the music I listen to is actually throwbacks and stuff.
All right, so how many songs are you going to average on your playlist each week?
Probably about 10 to 15.
Okay.
More on the 15 side.
All right, and what songs did you pick for this week's playlist? I'm so curious.
I picked a couple. So I picked The Climb Back by J. Cole. It's a new song that he just released.
Love that song. I've been listening to it on Hip Hop Nation on Sirius XM. You guys, if you hear this, give me the free membership every year, please. Thank you, because I listen to XM radio all the time. Yeah, that's a really good song. Okay.
Yeah. That was one of them. I picked a song by Wale. It's like a little club song. It's like Pink, Blue, Yellow, White. That's the title or something like that.
Yeah.
What else? I gotta think. But I would have put Summertime on there. But I didn't think about it till afterwards. I was like, dang. But outside of that, we also are utilizing the playlist to give like underground artists in our area like a shine. So you know, we do a lot of like newer underground artists with songs that people may not know as well on the playlist.
That's so cool. So what artists should we be looking out for that are like in the Philly area? So we got to keep them on our radar for when they blow up. We could be like, I knew about them when they were underground.
Yeah, so the one artist I'm gonna just say now, it's actually my co-host Ant McKee, his little brother. His name is B McKee, and he's from the county, which is like the suburbs outside of Philadelphia. So he's a super dope rapper, B McKee. So anybody that's, you know, into that, you know, definitely check him out. He got like 1 or 2 songs on the playlist. You know, little brother.
You have to plug him. It would be wrong not to.
No, for sure. No, for sure. You got to.
You got to show him that love.
But yeah,
So,
B McKee.
Another question that just popped in my head. East Coast or West Coast rap? You have to answer.
That's tough. That's tough because I like, to be honest, I'm being really honest. I like both equally, but if I had to choose, I'm gonna go East Coast because I probably listen to more East Coast rappers. I will go East Coast.
Like you. That's what I like.
Yeah. Oh, so you're choosing East Coast. But you from Boston.
Yeah. So, but that's the thing. I will tell you. So I grew up like that was like elementary school, right? Back when it was like really hardcore East Coast, West Coast rivalry, like, you know, Tupac and Biggie are getting shot. I was in elementary school when that was taking place. So even though I was like a little kid, right? I still knew what was going on. I rapped hard for East Coast. I was like, I won't listen to Tupac. And it's like the rivalries. Like Jay-Z is like my all-time favorite. So I was like, I can't listen to Nas, even though I like his stuff. Like it was like some like weird sense of like loyalty to this artist,
yeah. No, I understand, but oh my God, Katie, that's blasphemous.
Right, exactly.
Nas.
As I like grew into it, I was, granted, I would still listen to him and I appreciated him, but I'm like, if I had to choose one or another, it was Jay-Z all day and it was Biggie all day. Like, that's just how it went, right? That's how, like, it was like UNC or Duke. I got UNC. You know, like, there was like certain things, like growing up, I was like, no, you're this or you're this. Like, you can't be in between. But like, obviously I would listen to Nas, I would listen to Tupac, like growing up, and I appreciate them so much more now. Cause like when I listen to their songs, I'm like, their shit bumps, like their lyrics resonate, especially right now when we talk about like throwback rappers are so much better than most of the artists out there right now.
Yeah.
So so I will say I'm definitely like old school, like head in that sense. I'm like, but I had to ask you, I would say East Coast just because like that was like how I was really like raised and like super loyal to. But like California Love is like honestly like one of my favorite songs. So
yeah, I mean that's why I said it's probably equal for me because I love Tupac. I love listening to Tupac. I love Jay-Z. I love Nas. I love Snoop. So I like both of them. Today, like just being a rap fan myself, today I probably listen to more West Coast rappers today.
Yeah,
but
me too.
Overall, we're talking about throwback music. It's probably more East Coast.
Yeah, like I'm always like heavy on YG. I always have a soft spot for
my sister loves YG. My sister loves YG. So
yeah, he's fantastic. I low-key want to just meet him and just pick his brain and be like, tell me about your life. Like, tell me about your white socks with red bottoms. Like, we're mixing it up right now. You know, it's like sport but dressy at the same time. And I'm just like so curious about his life. So I'm like, I want to meet him and like just hang for a day. I can't handle like alleged gang life. Like that's not me. I can't be that ride or die because I'm like, oh, I'll ride. Huh?
I said, you're not in the streets. You
exactly. Like I'll ride, but I can't die. At least like if we're riding, like tell me where we're going. You know, I'm like, I can't. No, I'm just an innocent, sweet little wholesome girl. I can't do this. But like I'll be in my car and I'm like, fuck this, blah, 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 selling drugs, shooting guns. But then I get to work and I'm like, hi, how are you? You know, it's like.
You can go to work and go make a coffee real quick. Go make some coffee real quick.
Exactly. But have you ever seen that meme that was like, oh yeah, you're listening to music about like drugs and guns, but you're really on the way to the pharmacy to go pick up Pepto-Bismol because your tummy hurts. I'm like, that's like the kind of like I am like, your tummy hurts, like stupid like childish stuff. But I'm like sitting there, I'm like, drugs this and gang bang and blah blah blah. What?
Nah, listen, that's me too. Because you know, you get into the music, especially because I'm a person like I love car rides just to listen to music.
Yes.
So you have your own concerts in the car and all that. You get into the music and all that. But I ain't about none of that life. You know what I mean? I'm chilling. So I ain't.
We're living vicariously through them. Yes.
Exactly. That's what the music is good for. I live their life through the music.
Exactly. And I'm just like, I don't have to emulate their lifestyle. So I'm good with just listening to it. I'm like, I'm not built for like a street life. I can't.
Yeah, I feel you. I don't think most people shouldn't be built for a street life. They should.
No, I have like anxiety. So if I would like see, I'm like, oh my God, get me out of here. You know, I'm just, it's not for me. It shouldn't be for anybody.
So right now you can, anyone wants to listen to the Laundromat Show, we're on Spotify and we're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Anchor as well, if anyone's familiar with Anchor. And so we're actually doing our season finale. So we got 10 episodes that we've done. Moving on, we plan on going onto YouTube as well and adding video. So we have our channel. So anyone with a YouTube page, subscribe to the Laundromat Show on YouTube. We should be coming out with some episodes on there as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much where you can find us now.
That's so exciting. I cannot wait to see more of what you have. I'm like actually low-key sad that you're doing a season finale right now.
Yeah.
I hope you guys will come back like within a month.
Oh yeah. It's really just to take a break and like you said, we're trying to get video. So now we put in the work to kind of we've seen what we've done initially in the positive response. Now we're trying to add some video. Also, if anyone wanted to follow us on any socials, the Laundromat Show on Facebook, the Laundromat Show on Instagram, and Laundromat Show without the on Twitter. So. Somebody must have took it.
I know, how dare they? You're like, no, that is our name. Give it back. And if anybody follows me, I do follow you guys on your YouTube. I've already subscribed and your social media pages. So, you know, if you guys have a hard time deciphering between the word the and not having the word the there, you can just go to my followers and you can see where they are.
And here's the thing too, Katie, and this is why we're called the Laundromat Show, because there actually is the Laundromat podcast.
Hear they? Isn't K Rose like the most adorable human ever? He's like a little gentle giant. Super, super cute. He's like my little bro. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you learned so much about K Rose, about the Laundromat podcast, about why the US is so damn weird. I mean, like, we're in 2020 and it's weird, but like, who passes laws about chickens and confetti? Right? Yeah, I don't know either. But stay tuned for next week, and I will see you guys soon.